Hi guys, Rachel here with my Gothlit November TBR. So if you don't know what Gothlit November is, then you can check out my previous video or the links that I'll be providing below. So this is what I've got. I sound really convinced, don't I? I might add some things to the list. I might not read all of these books, but these are the ones that I guess I was most excited about. So let's dive right into it, starting with Oh, Caledonia by Elspeth Barker. This is on my list because of my friend Bailey, and I'm sure if you're watching this, you know who Bailey is. She and I created the Gothlit November tag together last year. Let's see. Janet was found oddly attired in her mother's black lace evening dress, twisted and slumped in bloody, murderous death. So begins O Caledonia, with the body of 16-year-old Janet discovered in her Scottish Highlands home. There is no shortage of suspects in the murder of the unlovely and unloved Janet. Despite this opening scene, O Caledonia is not a whodunit, but an account of our ill-fated young heroine's life, from birth to early death, about sibling bonds and betrayals, isolation and loneliness, the miseries of adolescence, and the saving grace of books. So Bailey told me that I would love this, and she knows me pretty well, so she's probably right. And I suppose this would be categorized in the contemporary group. I mean, a lot of these are hard to categorize, but there you have it. Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu's Uncle Silas. So this is a book that I had on my list last year, and I didn't get around to. From the moment that Madame de Rougier is hired as governess to the young, naive Maud Ruthin, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, a dark cloud of foreboding hangs over the entire household. A liar, a bully, and a spy. Madame eventually leaves, taking her dark secret with her. I'm not going to read anymore because I don't want any spoilers, but for myself even. But I had heard that this was really good, and I liked Carmilla. And this is a lengthier one, so we'll see. This would be categorized as Victorian. We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. So my daughter and I plan on reading this in tandem together. We did that last year with Wuthering Heights. It was like my 4th time reading it, and she'd never read it. And we had a blast with it. We tried to read each chapter together, not aloud, but side by side, all curled up in bed. And she'd be like, "What page are you on?" We bought the same edition because she was determined to read it alongside me. It was so cute. La Hacienda by Isabella Canas. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I had heard that this was really good. I don't think I know anyone that read it. Have any of you read it and I'm just forgetting? I think I discovered this somewhere else when I was looking for Gothic literature. Let's see. In the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence, a young woman is certain that her wealthy new husband and his remote estate will save her, but something sinister lurks within the hacienda's walls. During the overthrow of the Mexican government, Beatrice's father was executed and her home destroyed. When handsome Don Rodolfo Solozano, I don't know if I said that right, proposes, Beatrice ignores the rumors surrounding his first wife's sudden demise. Sounds a little familiar, but good. Tenebrae. Who was this by? I forget. Ernest G. Henham. This has been on my list since last year. I bought this recently for Gothlit November, so that means I should read it. And it's a book that I found on, oh no, I forgot. What is it called? Oh, Bailey and I recommended it last year. What is it called? Does it say in here somewhere the publishing? Valancourt Books. Okay. People say this is really well written. Published in 1898. So again, it's weird. It's, well, yeah, no, that's still Victorian. Technically. Yeah, that's still Victorian. Near the end of her reign. But let's see. The narrator of Tenebrae inhabits a decaying, desolate mansion in the remote countryside, where he passes most of his time in a room painted all black, poring over arcane manuscripts dealing with the mysteries of death, while sipping garishly colored liquors or cups of coffee flavored with arsenic. Huh. Okay. When the object of his affection finds him rather unpleasant company and falls in love with his brother instead, he is driven to murderous jealousy and resolves upon a brutal crime. Wow. So I'm taking it that probably happens near the beginning, otherwise why would there be such a spoiler there? But I'm really excited for this. Richard Brodigan, The Hawkline Monster. I'm really excited for this. This is a Western Gothic, a Gothic Western, right? This was published, I think, in the 70s or 80s, I forget. The time is 1902. The setting, Eastern Oregon. The action begins when magic child, sorry, there's like this sticker. I still have it. I bought it, and they sell these like vintage paperbacks in this plastic, sorry. Okay, the action begins when Magic Child, a 15-year-old Indian girl of surprising sophistication and accomplishment, wanders into the wrong whorehouse looking for the right men. The men who will kill the monster that lives in the ice caves. Sorry, I lost my place. Ice caves. The men who will kill the monster that lives in the ice caves under the basement of Miss Hawkline's cold yellow house. I don't know. I'm hoping this is good. I put Frankenstein on my list because I've been wanting to reread it, and as I mentioned, I recently got this beautiful annotated copy, and I probably should reread it, but I'm wondering, should I read something that I haven't read yet? This would be in the classics category. I don't need to tell you what Frankenstein is about, but yeah, maybe I shouldn't have filmed this video like this. Maybe I should have filmed it the other way where you can't see me, so I can open this book and show you how beautiful it is, but I'm worried I'm going to ruin the binding if I try to do it here. The other one that I was thinking of was Dracula, which I've also read, and I read this last year, but after reading it, I had picked up this beautiful annotated copy, so it kind of made me want to read it, but reading both of them is probably unrealistic. I don't have the time that I did last year. Let's see, what else do I have? This is a book that I picked up on impulse after I saw it on Nicole, a Cottage Witch's channel. Russian Gothic. I'd never heard of it, and I love Russian lit. Let's see. Russian Gothic, a short and intense novel by Belgium-based Belarusian novelist Alexander Sogor. I don't know how to say that. Oh man, I don't know how to say that. Okay. Anyway, Russian Gothic is a dark tale of the descent into paranoia and violence of Nikolai, a veteran of the Soviet-Afghan War, when a mysterious figure, Sergeant Bertrand, appears on his doorstep and starts insinuating that Nikolai's wife, Vera, may be having an affair. Nikolai's faith in his wife, the only person to stand by him after his return to civilian life, starts to crumble with devastating consequences. I'm reading The Mad Woman in the Attic, which I started reading last year, and I paused in reading this, as I've mentioned, because I wanted to read Villette, as there's a whole chapter on Villette, and I'd never read it. I didn't want spoilers. I don't know, do I really want to pause this again to read Shirley, or do I just read this and not worry about it, and not worry about spoilers? I think I might. The Journals of Mary Shelley, and I don't need to explain what this is. These are her journals. This was very hard to find. This was very expensive. It was one of my birthday gifts. But I don't know if it's unrealistic of me to assume that I'm going to have time. And I also have The Infernal World of Branwell Bronte. This is a nonfiction work on Branwell, written by Daphne du Maurier. I mean, how cool does that sound? This was on my list for last year. So I don't know. That's my TBR. I'm really looking forward to it. And for those of you interested, I did create a Gothic playlist, but watch some of these videos at your discretion, because there are some that, you know, might be, I don't know, gruesome or scary. If it's not your thing, just don't watch. But I think I put the most disturbing video in last place, so that way if you see that and you don't want to see any more, it's at the end. So I don't know, there's a couple that might be disturbing to you, but it's fun, and you might disagree with some of my choices. It's a completely subjective playlist, as playlists usually are, and a bunch of them are, you know, traditional Gothic music, but some of them are not. It's based on music that I myself love, and I think it fits together, and it's just for fun. I hope that I have time to make a classical playlist as well. We'll see if I have time, but I'm hoping to do that. So I think that will about do it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.